Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cybersecurity Accelerator Podcast. My name is Professor Tony Evans. If this is your first time tapping in with me, I'm a cybersecurity instructor at Chattahoochee Tech. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to the channel. So, if you are a person looking to get into cybersecurity, or you're looking to change careers, or you're about to graduate within your cybersecurity field, and you're kind of confused and struggling to figure out what you want to do, trust me, I was once in your shoes. And how? I was an Amazon delivery driver, and now I'm a cybersecurity instructor. I remember it vividly when I was delivering packages for Amazon. It was at nighttime, and if you deliver packages from Amazon, you know that sometimes one stop at an apartment complex might have a few packages at a few different doors. And that was the case. I had a stop, and it had like 6 apartment doors, and I didn't deliver the packages. I took everything back to the station, and I was just very frustrated. Of course, I got in trouble, but I knew at that night I needed to change my career. I went to Kennesaw State for a bachelor's degree in marketing, and to be honest with you guys, I graduated during the pandemic, and I really wasn't able to pivot into that field the way I wanted to. I had a sports marketing internship, 2 of them actually, and I thought I was going to be doing something great in sports marketing, but that didn't turn out to be the case. So that's just a lesson to tell you that when things like that happen, you need to pivot quickly, and that's what I did. And so not even a few weeks after that incident happened where I was frustrated at Amazon, my dad called me while I was making a route, and he said, hey, are you interested in going back to school? My kids can go back for GI Bill, and that is a military assistance where it will pay for your school. And I'm like, yeah. But at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to go back to school for. And as I'm driving around, it just kind of hit me. I remember seeing Kennesaw State advertise their cybersecurity master's program, and I'm like, that's something I could do. That's something I could pivot into. I was always the person in the family who was helping people hack their fire sticks and set up their routers and the wireless connections. And even when I was playing NBA 2K, I used to find this program to mod my mod player to give him some VC, and that's virtual currency, to make him good. So I always had an interest in technology, and so cybersecurity kind of stood out to me. And from there, it was just picking out what school I wanted to go to. At the time, Western Governors University stood out to me, but they stated that I had to get the CompTIA Security Plus certification before I could enroll. I wasn't confident in getting that certification at that time because I'm kind of new to the field, but Kennesaw State, they allowed me to take these foundational courses over the summer, and once you pass those classes, you can get into the master's program. And so that's what I did. And so at that November point of the year, I ended up leaving Square, and I ended up leaving Amazon, and I went to Square, where I was a technical support specialist. Essentially, people calling in needing help with their accounts, kind of like a help desk for Square. But I know that wasn't my final destination. So while I'm in school, I'm thinking I'm doing a good job. Like, I'm getting all A's, and I'm going to graduate with the cybersecurity master's degree and get me a high-paying job. That turned out to not be the case. I didn't have any certifications. I didn't have any mentorship. I didn't have any direction. I didn't even know what role I wanted to do in cybersecurity. So that was my kind of pivot point of how I got into a cybersecurity instructor. Before I got cybersecurity instructor at Square, I was able to network within our Slack channels to say, hey, I'm a cybersecurity graduate. I'm looking for opportunities within your cybersecurity department. At Square, it was called Information Security Department, aka InfoSec. And so they allowed me to shadow them for about an hour a day. And that's when I got my first experience with their bug bounty program. And that's where we pay external researchers to come in and look at our vulnerabilities. I was able to work with the detection and response team, where I looked at CrowdStrike and our network to see what was going on, if we had any attacks going on. I was able to take a look at our run books and our security policies, and just really sit in on some meetings with the information security department. So every day I'm documenting what I'm doing within my portfolio. And so I knew that I had opportunity to move up within the company, but I was still getting paid my salary from being a technical support specialist. So I came across a position on Indeed, cybersecurity instructor at Chattahoochee Tech, and I kind of just shot for it. It said you didn't have to have any teaching experience, and it didn't require any certifications. And I kind of bombed the interview. I did really good in there. I spoke on how I would like to provide mentorship for students. I want to get rid of the old teaching methods as far as just standing there lecturing. I believe in hands-on assignments and providing real-world experience for students so that way they're familiar with the terms and how they apply in the real world. And they really took a liking to that, and it wasn't even an hour after I left that they sent me over an offer letter. And so that kind of got my start in cybersecurity. And I kind of just learned how to teach as I went. I believe that my first semester was my best semester teaching, but from there it took some time to really just craft my teaching style and meet students where they're at. Some are visual, some are hands-on, some are like to work in groups. And cybersecurity is a bunch of terms, and so just really meeting them in the middle with that and helping them with the labs, because this is their first time on virtual machines. I took a liking to that, and so as I'm going through my teaching experience, I realized that since I'm a younger professor, they look up to me for mentorship. They started to ask me questions on how to get into the field, how to get their resumes touched up, what roles should they get, what certifications should they pursue. And I started to see a common theme that a lot of students needed assistance with that. So I decided to package up everything that I knew about cybersecurity as far as my issues that I had and the mistakes that I made, and that led me to write my book, Cybersecurity Masterclass. And so that's why I love teaching students. I like to help them with the proper direction before they graduate, so that way they at least have some form of experience. And so that's why I'm here, and I started this channel. If you are in any need of cybersecurity direction, I would love to help you. I have a free cybersecurity navigator that you can download, and that can help you get your start. But yeah, that's my story on how I got into cybersecurity. That's why I started this business profile publishing, to help aspiring cybersecurity professionals learn cybersecurity fundamentals, build their cybersecurity profiles, and essentially just land their desired jobs. And I love to keep it within under 90 days. That's my goal for me working with someone. I know the job market is kind of crazy at the moment, but as far as picking your domain and building up your profile, that can be accomplished. So again, it was a pleasure welcoming you all to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I look forward to building a great community with you guys.